Welcome, wizards and basilisks, to the Spiritcast. This is a YuYu Hakusho Fancast, and I am your human or demon host, Lakippy, the wizard boy. Who knows what I am? I'm a wizard, but who knows if I'm a human or a demon? I don't know. In this podcast, I go through the YuYu Hakusho anime and manga, kind of explaining what's going on, and comparing the two medias, like the manga and the anime together, and talking about episodes, and then taking little breaks to do specific topics in the episode. And that being said, there are plenty of spoilers. Just saying. There's going to be spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, there's going to be spoilers. So either watch it or read it or go through it while I'm going through it. Either way, there's spoilers. So sit back, keep driving or doing chores or whatever you're doing. You don't have to watch the screen at all because it's just a podcast, essentially. It's just going to be the same picture through the whole thing. So let's get on to episode 0. Thank you for coming. I love this anime so much. I've not read a lot of the manga, unfortunately, so I'm ready to read the manga, but I love this anime. And I don't think it gets enough of attention that it should, because other animes like Dragon Ball Z were on when it was on. More popular things were on when it was on, so it kind of it gained a niche following, but it kind of fell by the wayside because of all these other things. And I thought, because there's full channels dedicated to Dragon Ball anime and Fallout stuff and all these different topics where there's a full channel dedicated to it, I thought that I could at least dedicate a podcast to Yu Hakusho. So first, who am I and what makes me qualified to do this? I'm a dude, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a full-time employee, that I'm getting into my dream of trying to create stuff and working on different projects and seeing what I like and then just putting it out there and seeing what people like. But when it comes to Yu Hakusho, I watched it when I was younger. I never got all the way through it until I don't know, 8 years ago or something like that. I finished the whole entire thing, and I sat down and watched every episode, and then I've kind of watched it once a year since then, and it's just been I watch the whole show once every year at least. I just finished watching it not too long ago, and I'm I should do a fan cast about it. Well, I'm gonna have to probably watch it again to really make sure my details are on point, and I'm that's fine. I'm so fine with that. And I've only really I just love the focus on character development and plot, and that the suspense of the show doesn't let up at all. And so I only really dip my foot into the manga, and I'm so excited to read through it and compare them. And another thing that makes me qualified is that I'm a grown-ass man who points his finger and yells "Spirit Gun" way too many times during the day and week and month and stuff like that. So that's another reason. Yeah, whether that makes you qualified or just a weeaboo, hey, clearly I like it. So another good question, maybe, what is Yu Hakusho? Maybe you're just coming onto this channel and you want to support me and listen to my stuff, and you have no idea what Yu Hakusho is. And that's fine. Or maybe you've just heard about Yu Hakusho and you want to know more. I don't know. Whatever the case is, Yu Hakusho is a manga that was written and illustrated by Yoshiro Tagashi. It was published in a magazine called The Weekly Shonen Jump. Anybody that knows anything about manga knows about Shonen Jump. And if you know about anime, you know the shonen, shonen mangas like Dragon Ball Z. and a variety of other ones. So this manga ran from December 3rd, 1990 to July 25th, 1994 with 19 volumes. And for the most part, it is a very small manga. You have other mangas like One Piece, like and Dragon Ball Z, that are just wildly long. Like One Piece is, I don't even know how many there are. I think I have it written down somewhere, but it's wild how long One Piece is. But even something like Dragon Ball Z, that really only has like a couple sagas, doesn't really have too many sagas. It's still a lot longer than 19 volumes. Like it doesn't even get into the 20s. It's 19. I saw it right before, so it's pretty small. But it has, like I said, it has this like really pretty big niche following that is really interesting because of how small it is. The anime, then, it was turned into an anime, which, was a show version of it, an animation version of the manga, was directed by, I'm going to butcher it, but it's Noriyuki Abe? It's Abe, however that's pronounced in the Japanese language. It's Abe, maybe. And ran from October 10th, 1992 to December 17th, 1994, with 112 episodes. Which, when you think about other shows, there's other shows like, I don't know, I can't think of any on the top of my head, but there's other shows that like 112 sounds like a lot. You know what I mean? And for a show like a live action show or something like that, it is a lot. But for an anime, 112 is like nothing. 112 is not a lot. Which makes it, again, even more wild how much of a following there is for an anime that only has 112. Like, if you look at, like, Bleach is another one that, like, has so many episodes, and it has, like, this big following, but then you look at Yu Hakusho, which is, like, a lot smaller, but still has a huge following. It just feels, like, very condensed, you know what I mean, where it's, like, there's less episodes, but more love for those episodes because there's so little, which is awesome. And okay, so where am I at now? It is split into 4 sagas. So there's 4 sagas. I found that like a nice little chart on the internet to kind of split up like the percentages of the sagas, like how many episodes are per saga and whatnot. So the first saga, the Spirit Detective Saga, is 9.5% of the show. The Dark Tournament Saga takes the cake for the longest amount at 57.1. Yeah, you heard that right. 57.1% of the anime and manga is just one saga called the Dark Tournament Saga. And to tell you something, it might sound like, oh man, if that's such a long saga, like, do you think it's not, you think it peters out or something like that? No, the Dark Tournament Saga is the best. The Dark Tournament Saga is the best of all the sagas, and it's the longest, which makes it, like, awesome that it's still, if you know anything about Yu Yu Hakusho, it's probably been from the Dark Tournament Saga, honestly. If you've seen any clips, probably from the Dark Tournament Saga. And it's the best saga. The second best, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, whatever, is the Chapter Black Saga. And then the last saga, which I think, I might say, it's probably the weakest of the sagas. Still good. Still super good, but probably the weakest, is the Three Kings Saga. And there are also 2 movies. Excuse me. There's one movie called The Poltergeist Report, which I believe is what Yu Yu Hakusho in Japanese comes out to. I believe it's called Yu Yu Hakusho in Japanese is The Poltergeist Report. And then there is 2 OVAs, or otherwise known as original video animations, that I have not seen either. So I haven't seen the 2 movies or the OVAs. So there's a Yu Yu Hakusho movie and the Poltergeist Report, and then there's 2 OVAs. I haven't seen any of those, which I don't know how I've missed that. Like, I just researched the other day. I knew there was one movie. I knew there was the Poltergeist Report movie, but I didn't know there was another one. And then I thought there was one OVA, but I didn't know there was another one. So I'm really excited to get into that and see what that is about. One of the OVAs is new. I don't know the date off the top of my head, but it's relatively, I want to say like 2 years ago it like came out. It was a huge thing because everybody was like, "Are they restarting the show or something?" I'm like, I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they should. I don't think they should touch it just because it's already so good. Why touch it? But anyways, this is straight from the wiki. This is kind of talking about the popularity of it, but this is straight from the Yu Hakusho, I think it's fandom wiki. The manga selling over 50 million copies in Japan alone and winning the prestigious, gonna butcher it again, Shogakukan, I think it's Shogakukan, Shogakukan Manga Award for Shonen Manga in 1993. That's when I was born. So it won an award. Again, only 112 episodes. Well, this is the manga, so only 19 volumes, and it won an award. The animated series won the Animage Anime Grand Prix prize for Best Anime in 1994 and 1995. Do you hear that? That Dragon Ball Z was going at this time. One Piece was going at this time. Bleach was maybe going at this time. That's a good question. I don't know if Bleach was going at this time. But you had like the big three going at this time. Oh, Naruto was probably going as well. So you have like these big name animes going at this time. And Yu Yu Hakusho just like sneakily, slyly like wins an award. Like wins both a manga award in 93 and then 2 anime awards in 94 and 95. That's ridiculous for like this small manga that's just like in the shadow of Dragon Ball Z and all these other big mangas to just slide in there and win awards. I think that's like super funny, and I think that's why it deserves more attention, because it's like it won awards in Japan. That's wild. That's wild to me. Now, okay, so now we're getting into more what the show is about and what the manga is even about. So Yu Yu Hakusho is a supernatural martial arts adventure manga / anime. This mixture is common in anime, but Yu Yu Hakusho was one of the first, and of course I believe best. This is like a shonen anime where you have a strong main character going and fighting bad guys and winning with the power of friendship and stuff like that. That has been done so much, but Yu Yu Hakusho was one of the first, and I think it is different too than that. It was one of the first, but somehow also different. I don't know, different equation than the other ones. Whereas in Dragon Ball Z, you have Goku winning a lot of the fights. Like being the main winner in a lot of fights. That's not how it is in Yu Yu Hakusho. Our main character does not win all the fights. He has 3 other there's 4 main characters in the show, and each one of them, I believe, get a amazing amount of time to them. An overall plot to it, this shouldn't have any spoilers in it. This is like kind of like first episode stuff. An overall plot is that a 14-year-old boy who's just a punk and a brat and a troublemaker sacrifices his life for someone else. The afterlife did not expect this. So our main character, his name is Yusuke Urameshi. He sacrifices his life for somebody else. He's this punk, he's this troublemaker who has a bad past, and he ends up giving up his life for somebody. And he gets to the afterlife, and they say, hey, we did not expect you to do that, so we have no room for you. And he goes, what are you talking about? Like, this is the afterlife. What are you talking about? And they say, we have no room. We expected you to die, like, later from, like, getting shot or something, not sacrificing your life. So they say, hey, here's a deal. The leader of the underworld, it says, here's a deal. You can come back to life I'll give you a deal. You can come back to life if you listen to my orders and become my spirit detective. And Yusuke is like, no, I think I'll just stay dead. And they go, all right, are you sure? And they kind of show him why he's wrong. essentially. And then he says, fine, I'll do what you say. And it kind of picks up from there, and he picks up all these different interesting allies along the way. Like I said, 3 other main characters, where it's like all 4 of these main characters are, counting Yusuke, are like get so much time and character development is wonderful. And then their side characters get like a lot of time as well. So their side characters aren't just like, oh, damsel in distress character. It's like, no, they actually have like a voice to them and stuff. Like, it's really awesome. And so when push comes to shove, this punk will do whatever it takes to save his friends in the world. So we have this punk brat, rigid kid that no one would ever expect to actually be a hero. And I don't even think he would call himself a hero. But he wants to save the world and take care of his friends. And it's awesome. So, like I said, I just watched all of this not too long ago. But I'm really excited to watch it again. And I'm really excited to I got like some of the manga, so I'm really excited to go through the manga. Yeah, so this episode is going to be kind of short, I believe. I don't actually know how long I've been recording. I'm just getting excited. But this episode is going to be pretty short. I want all of these podcasts to just be something you can sit and listen to. You don't have to like sit and watch it. You know what I mean? You just sit and listen to it. It's a podcast. Listen to it on your drive home. Listen to it while you're doing chores. Listen to it while you're working on a project. Whatever. You don't have to like sit and watch it. I'm thinking that they're going to be max 25 minutes long. Like, this one's going to be a little bit shorter, but like max 25 minutes. Because I don't want to lose attention, and I want to be concise. Like, I'm kind of used to writing papers that are concise, dense, and quick. So I'm excited to just make this. I'm probably going to nerd out and go over that 25 minutes sometimes, but I just want to give you an idea how this was. Thank you for coming to episode 0. I'm excited to go back into all this, even though I just did it not too long ago. Feel free to leave any comments and let me know what you would like to discuss about the show, or if there's any kind of changes that could be done with the show. And yeah, check out the rest of the stuff I do on my YouTube channel of like streams and whatnot, if that interests you. If not, just come in and chill and listen to YuYu Hakusho stuff. Nerd out with me. Until next time, blast a spirit gun at that subscribe button and spirit sword slash the crap out of that bell so that you can just stay updated with this podcast. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, whatever it is you listen to. Oh, by the way, the song in the beginning and the end, Smile Bomb by Sarah White. I just want to give out credit to that because it's an awesome, dope song. Thank you again for coming to episode 0, and peace.